I suddenly noticed that beneath the label on my prescription bottle, there was another layer of label that had been scratched off. Could it be that I've been taking the wrong medicine this whole time? I didn't say a word. I still obediently swallowed the pill Mom gave me. But when she left the room, I would quietly spit it out. I desperately needed to know, what exactly do these pills do? The next day, Mom came back from shopping. In the bag, I found a new bottle of medicine, but the capsules inside were the same ones I usually took. That night, Mom came to give me my medicine again. I couldn't help but ask her.
I thought this was yours.
Mine?
Had your name on it.
My name was on the receipt. But it was looped around the side. Yeah, that's where they put the receipt.
I was powerless to argue, so I chose to believe her. But gradually, I was taking more and more pills, and my body was only getting worse. I couldn't help but suspect there was definitely something wrong here. When Mom wasn't home, I used the mechanical arm I built to take down the bottle she kept on a high shelf and memorize the drug's name. Late at night, I secretly took the elevator down to the first floor study, wanting to use the computer there to search for the drug's purpose. But when I hit enter, I realized the computer wasn't connected to the internet at all. I didn't realize it then, but Mom was watching me from the end of the hallway. The next day, I went into Mom's room. While she was busy watering the plants, I put a capsule on the table and called the pharmacy.
Hi, I was wondering if you could look up a medication for me. It's called trigoxin. It's spelled...
Diane, is that you? Just recognize the number.
To my surprise, the doctor who prescribed the medicine knew my mom. This only deepened my suspicion. I picked up the receiver again and dialed a random phone number.
I need you to open up Google and look up the word trigoxin. T-R-I-G.
Hold on.
The stranger Googled it and told me the medicine was for heart disease. Not willing to give up, I pressed him with one more question.
What color are they?
Trigoxin, little red pill.
In that moment, I knew for sure I was being lied to, but I pretended I knew nothing. I tricked Mom into thinking I wanted to go into the city to see a movie, and I secretly hid the pills on me. At the movie theater, I pretended to go to the restroom, but instead went to the nearest clinic. I rushed up to the doctor, pulled out the green capsule, and asked her.
I need to know the name of the medication.
The doctor's answer was beyond anything I could have imagined.
It's dog medicine.
Uh-huh.
Mom suddenly appeared in the doorway. I grabbed the last chance I had to ask the most critical question.
And what would happen if you gave a human being lidocaine? I suppose your legs could go numb?
I started to panic. My body couldn't move. I let Mom catch up to me. I was struggling to breathe, unable to speak, so I could only plead with my eyes. Mom asked the others to leave. When I turned back, her expression changed. I was injected with a sedative and lost consciousness. When I woke up, I found myself lying in the bedroom. I wanted to get out, but the door was locked. I started by cautiously calling out.
Mom? I just want to talk. Can we do that?
There was no reply. I looked outside. The clear tire tracks showed she had left. I took out the two smallest L-shaped wrenches from my toolbox. I tried picking the lock and actually succeeded, but the door still wouldn't open. Mom must have blocked it with something. I looked around the room, pulled open the window, stuck my head out, and formed an escape plan. But I didn't rush into action. I checked my blood sugar, ate something, took out electrical wires, knotted them to make them longer, then got out the thermal cutting knife and took a huge mouthful of water. Everything was ready. I climbed out the window holding the wire with the water still in my mouth and crawled with all my might across the roof. It took a lot of effort, but I finally reached the other side of the house. That window led to Mom's room. I pulled the thermal cutter from my pocket, plugged it in, and waited for it to heat up. I pressed it against the window, and a crack appeared in the glass. I tilted my head back and forcefully spat the water onto the crack. The crack spread, and the glass shattered. Just like that, I successfully got into Mom's room. I quietly crawled back toward my own room, moved the farm tools blocking the door, and pushed the door open. Because of an asthma attack, I almost died in the process. I got into my wheelchair and went to the stairs, but the lift wasn't working. I had no choice but to push the wheelchair down first, and then the severe pain made me convulse, but when I looked up, I pushed my wheelchair across the road and was nearly hit by a truck. The driver got out and saw the injuries on my face.
What happened?
Mom was driving up right behind us. I told the driver that she was feeding me dog medicine, and thank God he believed me.
Hospital or police?
The driver pushed me into the back of his truck, ready to take me to the police station. Mom plunged a needle into the driver from behind. I was instantly filled with despair. I was locked in the basement, a place I had never been before. In the corner, I saw an envelope from the University of Washington which held my acceptance letter. That's when I understood. Mom had kept me a prisoner in this house. I broke down. I never thought Mom could be this selfish, and I certainly never thought she was capable of murder. Then, I found an old death certificate. The name on it was the same as mine. The age of death was only 2 hours. Hidden beneath that was a newspaper article reporting that a couple had lost their baby. I understood everything. 18 years ago, Mom's real child died unexpectedly shortly after birth. Unable to cope with the shock, she had a mental break, stole someone else's baby, and the stolen baby was me. As I grew up, Diane worried I would leave, so she fed me dog medication to ruin my legs. Tears streamed down my face. Just then, Diane walked in. She saw the newspaper on the floor and realized I knew the truth.
You took me from him!
I saved you from them!
She completely lost it. She poured a can of paint thinner into a pot, heated and stirred it, then drew it up into a syringe. I knew exactly what she was doing.
No! No!
I dragged my legs and hid in the utility closet. In my desperation, I saw the pesticide on a shelf. I grabbed it, holding it tight, and stared at the door as she was about to force it open.
You need me.
I was rushed to the hospital and saved, but my body was paralyzed again. Diane stood outside the room watching me. I was terrified, pressed the help button to get the nurse's attention. The nurse brought me a notebook and crayons. I had just managed to write the first letter. After the nurse left, Diane snuck into the room, unplugged my machines, and started pushing me out of the hospital. I kept trying to signal for help with my eyes, but no one noticed. Fortunately, that nurse returned to the room and saw the name of the murder. Security was alerted and started moving. Diane pushed me toward the exit, but the elevator was broken. She was about to turn, but she couldn't push the wheelchair forward. The hand that was holding the gun flipped the blanket back and she saw it. I was enduring the pain and using my feet to jam the wheels.
You will.
Put the gun down! We are going home!
Diane was committed to a mental institution. Every year, I go back to visit her. I still call her Mom.
It's good to see you, Mom.
Only now, before I leave, I spit out the gift I brought for her from my mouth.
I love you, Mom. Now open wide.